Hey, how's it going, guys? I got another review for you. Today with me I have my SIG Sauer 1911. First off, chamber's clear, mag well's empty, magazine is empty. There's a safety check. Yeah, this is my 1911. This is my SIG 1911. This is the first gun I've ever bought. I absolutely love it. I don't know, a lot of people start out with some. A lot of people don't start out with a 1911. A lot of people start out with like Glocks or maybe like a 22 or something like that. But I don't know. I decided to go with the 1911 as my first gun. From what I read online, it was ill-advised, but I don't regret it at all. This is one of my favorite guns, so I mean, I can't complain. Just when you look at it, like one thing just seems a little off, especially from this side, and actually one thing on this side as well. If you look at it, the slide stop here is a little off from the rest of the finish. Same thing with the extractor here. They seem to have a slight yellow tint to them, I guess, and I don't know, just looks off. This doesn't bother me as much, but this did bother me quite a bit, so I decided to fix that, and I got myself the Wilson Combat slide stop. This is the Bulletproof slide stop made out of 414 steel, and it's milled, it's machined out of solid bar stock. So this was one piece of metal that was machined out. So, and I believe it's also heat treated and hardened, so adds to the durability. Not that I'm too worried about my slide stop breaking on me, but I don't know. When it comes to finish, it definitely matches the stainless SIG much better than the original. Alright. For installation, or to take the original out, this is what you do. First off, you want to make sure that hammer's back. You want to make sure the chamber's clear. After that, what you do is you press down on the recoil spring plug, and then bring this bushing out 90 degrees to the right, or clockwise, and swing it down to the left, but you rotate it right, so clockwise. Then you bring out the bushing plug. Watch out, it is attached to a spring, so make sure it's not pointed at your face, because it could come flying at you. After you get that out, what you want to do is bring the slide back to the first notch, not this notch, not the notch that the slide release goes onto, but that notch right there, the first one, the little rounded one. And what you do is, on the other side of the gun, you press that little notch right there, press that out, and the slide stop is out. Alright, now to compare them side by side, as you can see, this has a slight strange tint to it, while this is just your standard stainless silver look. If you look from here, as you can see, this edge right here is rounded, and the edge that you press down and press up on is nice and flat. The top has these very aggressive serrations, very sharp, that are pretty much damn near impossible to miss because they just grip onto your finger. The bottom has no serrations, but if you look at this one just has more of like a swoop, and it has a sharp leading edge with a texturing that's not very aggressive. So with this one, it's easier to slip, or when you come at it the wrong way and you get your thumb just right there on the leading edge, you can actually well, let's just say it doesn't feel good when you hit it wrong because of that sharp edge, as opposed to this one, which has it's the opposite, has a rounded edge with aggressive texturing, so you're less likely to miss it, and you're less likely to hurt your thumb. On top of that, as you can see on this one, this has a rounded bottom, so when you come up to hit the slide stop, to engage the slide stop, your thumb could easily slip right off and miss the slide stop. So another thing about the Bulletproof slide stop, if if you look right here, there's actually a little detent groove. As you can see right here on the gun, there's a little plunger that's attached to a spring. See if I can press it. Well, yeah, it's difficult, but yeah, that little plunger is attached to a spring, so you need to press that in to get that old slide stop on. And honestly, with a SIG, the original, even without the little detent, isn't difficult to put on, but with some other 1911s, that plunger comes out a little bit further to the point where it is pretty much impossible to put the slide stop on without using a second tool like a flathead screwdriver to come in through the top, press the plunger in, and then at the same time inserting the slide stop. With that little groove, that makes it less necessary for that tool. And to install the slide stop, just make sure that little detent lines up with that plunger. Press in, slide forward. Get that plug in and place the bushing where it needs to go. Has a much better feel, much better look, much less likely to fail with it. Obviously, it's never failed. I've had the slide stop for about 2 years. Been shooting with it plenty of times, and it has never failed to lock the slide after running a magazine till it's empty. Locks every time. I've had no problems with it. It's much easier to grip, looks better. Yeah, and if you want to ask me if I'd buy it again, my answer to that would be I just did buy it again. I just happened to get another 1911, so I went ahead and purchased another one. This is my Springfield Armory MC Operator 1911. As you can see, this one has a gloss finish black slide stop. First off, firearm's clear, mag well is empty. Now, this actually has a gloss finish to it, which is actually quite slippery, so there's another problem right there, and it has the same rounded bottom as the SIG slide release. So when I'm trying to engage that, the original slide release, I often had a problem with it slipping and me not being able to do what I'm trying to do. But yeah, let's get this bad boy installed. Same routine here. You press the plug down, bring the bushing clockwise 90 degrees, bring the slide back, press the little button on the back there, pull out the old slide stop, and if you can see there, the plunger on this one does come out a little bit further than my SIG. So like I was saying, this original slide stop, it's pretty much near impossible. Haven't been able to do it. It's pretty much near impossible to install without first getting a little flathead screwdriver coming in on top, pressing that detent down, then pressing down after that. This one, the plunger is actually far enough out to the point where it doesn't even really quite engage that detent, but at the same time, it still works. It just goes in. I think that section is at more of an angle, so even if it doesn't engage that detent, it still goes in easier. But yeah. Get that plug in, put the bushing where it needs to go. And there you go. Yeah, highly recommend the Wilson Combat Bulletproof slide stop. In blued or stainless, depending on what your gun looks like. But yeah, highly recommend it. Go out and get it. If you guys got any other questions, comments, anything along those lines, go ahead and post them below. I'll get to them as soon as possible. And yeah, thanks for watching.